Hey guys, it's Wired here, and today I'm going to be doing a bit of a devlog on Alone Oak, which is a game that we've been working on for a while now. I've done a couple of live streams on the channel. They're in the playlist section. They're unlisted, so if you guys want to watch those. They're not super great, but yeah, I've been working on this for about a year, or I started it like last year, and then I left it to die for about a year, and then I came back this summer, and I'm getting a lot more work done now. So yeah, I'll just show you guys what I have done. I have an old devlog on Cybertech Gamer, which is my old gaming channel. But I'm going to be doing some more stuff now. I don't know what we talked about in the last devlog, but let's get into it. So this is my GameMaker file. And yeah, I'm using GameMaker to make my game. This is all the stuff that we have. There's actually a lot of stuff in it, but I'll actually run the game and show you guys what we have. So we've added quite a few things. I have a website. I'll post a link in the description if you want to check it out. We have most of the actual development logs on there, and we have dev streams and stuff all posted onto there. But I'll go through what I've done, I think, since the last devlog. So while we wait for it to load, I'll go over what the game is. So pretty much the game is a survival game. I want to try to make it survival action based, where you're living in the woods. I don't know why this is here, but you're living in the woods, and that's my really loud music. But you're living in the woods. Well, not really the woods. Like in a plains area, you have one lone oak tree, as you can see by the title, and you have to survive through winter. So this is our game. We have an inventory. So we have hunger, health, and sanity. What happens when your sanity goes down is and then you start hallucinating. And that also, like, it can give you some debuffs like loss in speed and stuff. We haven't coded that in yet, but we have an inventory system here, and since the last update I've reworked a lot. So the UI has been tweaked, the inventory has been fixed and optimized, so the inventory actually works a lot better now, as you can see. This is our utility slot, so whatever we have in there is what we can use. We can have flint lighters and stuff. We can collect items off the ground which spawn every single day. I still need to work on these crates, so what the crates are going to do is they're acting as storage systems pretty much. They're like chests. As you can see, when I right click them, you see they have 4 slots up here that you can store stuff in. It's still sort of broken. As you can see, it's showing twig, flint, acorn, whatever. That's still sort of broken. But crates are going to soon be, or I'm going to try to use them to store items and stuff, obviously. Right, a hooded crate is crafted from items. An herb found from spawns on the ground, uses food source, acorn, whatever. So we have the inventory system. It's been reworked. Since the last update, I've also added crafting pages. I actually just added that in a dev live stream earlier. I don't know when I'm going to be uploading this, probably today, so you should actually be able to watch the live stream VODs. They're all kept in the playlists under live stream VODs, obviously. But I have crafting pages, so at first I started off with just these basic items that you can craft, and then I added pages where you can, now I can have more things you can craft. So right now I have a total of 14 items, now I have 28, and I've made it so I can have as many pages as I want. As you can see in the top corner, there's 1, 2, 3. So this one, will increment it 1, 2, 3, etc. So you can see you can craft things. It'll show exactly how many items you have in the bottom over here. And yeah, that's one thing that I've added. These crows, crow AI. I'm not sure if it was in the last devlog, but I added a lot more crow AI. I added these herbs. I added a lot more items as well. Acorn flour. A lot of work has been done since the last update, actually. I have these side worlds now. So I was trying to make the game map a lot larger without having to increase the actual singular room size, because I don't know how to do chunk loading and stuff. And if you look at this, right, this is my singular room. It's 3,840 pixels across. I figured that like when I actually went wider than that, it started really intensely lagging the game, because each of these blocks is an individual item in the game, or an individual sort of block in the game. So it'll really lag because there's a lot of objects that are being spawned. So you see here we have a little cabin. It's a wooden structure, and pretty much what it is it's in the right side of, I'm gonna call them peripheral worlds, and it has loot. It's gonna have weapons, loot, all kinds of stuff in the crates here. But yeah, so these exist. We have stone structures on the other side, and okay, we have mobs, but I'll talk about those after. Actually, I'll talk about them now. So mobs, we have the zombie mob, we have wolves, we have vicious crows, we have we're adding bears. I have a bear sprite, but we haven't animated it yet, so soon we will actually have a bear that we can use to or a bear mob. And you know, it's winter time, bears should be hibernating, so I was gonna make this like an angered bear, an awakened bear, something like along those lines, because I know bears should be hibernating, but we just ran out of ideas. And it doesn't have to be the most realistic game. I mean, there's zombies, there's going to be mutants, mutant wolves, for example. Those are a thing. It's nighttime, it's really dark. I don't have a reset to daytime, unfortunately. So that you see this just pop up on our screen. That is when your body temperature drops below, I think, 34 degrees. It'll show that you're going into hypothermia or whatever. It resets every world though, so I need to fix that as well. But ambient temperature always seems to be 11.7, which is actually like, yeah. So you can see we have this stone structure here. It's a lot larger. It's also got cobwebs. It's got 3 chests, and it needs to have stairs that. So right now, right? Okay, I'll wait this out until daytime. So it took a while. I don't know why the daytime wasn't actually coming in the side worlds, but I'll just show you guys the stone structures. They're supposed to be like really rundown and stuff like that, and it's loud. Okay. So hit play. Daytime. It's super bright out. So we've also added a bit of a particle system. It's not actually using GameMaker's stock particle system. I made my own particle system to try to have more control over it. So I do have a little clip of me fighting a mob that I'll show right about now, and that's the blood particle system. And also the rain, I guess it uses a different sort of particle system, but it's still a system. So here, this is our stone structure. It's a bit bigger, as you can tell. It looks a bit more rundown as well. It's got moss on the stones and stuff. It's got the crates like usual. But yeah, so this is the stone structures. So one thing I do need to do is add stairs, because not in this instance, but if you saw the other one, it dropped really low down. I wouldn't be able to jump up. If I went down, I wouldn't be able to jump up. So you can see there are wolves that are sort of broken. I don't know, that looked really weird. So we still do have some bugs, but you can see we have some windows. Okay, the outside, to be fair, looks really bad. You can see these are the blood particle effects. I still need to fix them inside the structures. I did not think of that actually. But yeah, so that's how the structures work. The structures are going to spawn every night. Or not spawn every night, but the structures like spawn on either side of the world. And as you saw there, we have wolves that spawn in the daytime now, so they come at you during the day, instead of only at night, because we thought only at night it would be a bit more boring. So the wolves are the only mobs that can come at daytime, because they drop animal hide, so they actually have useful resources. Oh, also, birds land in trees now. I thought it was a little, very small feature that I added, but I really like it, because you can see there's a bird nesting in the tree. It's bit hovering. It's hovering a little bit. You know, if I walk towards it, it's gonna fly away. Yeah, so these birds fly away when I walk towards them. I don't know. I really like the bird mechanics. They look really cool, I think. Other than that, there hasn't been too much added. I have this crafting screen at the bottom here because when I released it to my friends, they thought the controls were really confusing. And so I just added this. You just have this button. And that's what I use to change actually all the UI in the game. So all these buttons are using the same color scheme now. The main menu, the quit buttons, even the volume sliders. I fixed some of the bugs that we had for volume sliders as well. Yeah, I added a particle system. I added the hooded crate as an item. I still need to fix the stair system, like I said. And also we have some ideas. So we were thinking of adding a skill point system. So each night, through a different menu, you could level up skill points, and those skill points could like count towards like certain buffs and stuff. We have a sun, as you can see. We have a sun here. It's really weird looking, but it's the sun, I guess. I don't know. I need to fix this because like it's super dark out, but the sun's still shining and it looks really weird. The tree automatically falls now because we found that we wouldn't have enough twigs or acorns because you have to come and manually shake it. So it manually shakes itself, or you can shake it as well, and you'll still get items. And as you can see, the health, hunger, and sanity bars. This was originally going to be hydration, but we changed it to sanity because I felt like it was more usable, I guess. You can see birds. We can still shoot birds. We can cook birds as well. We can. So I'll go through a rundown of the new items that we've added. So we have feathers. Birds drop feathers now. So feathers are used to make bows. We have herbs. As you saw, we have herbs which are used to make herbal tea. And undead essence. It's still called undead heart, but we need to change that. We're not healing salve, it's called healing salve. We have acorn bread now. It looks a bit like just a log. I'll show you guys this right here. It is acorn loaf. It looks sort of like a log, but that's your loaf of acorn bread, which you can eat. We have the same stuff that we had before. We had the torches, the fireplaces, the acorns, all of that stuff. We have stone, you have the fireplace. We have arrows. Shelters we're not going to be touching anymore. They were a good idea at the beginning, but I don't know how I'm going to like save those files and stuff. Save files is a big thing I have to work on actually. I haven't done too much with save files. Also, charcoal is one thing. So now instead of like normally, or before, when a torch would run out of fire, you could be able to relight it. Now, when a torch runs out of fire, or like runs out of flames, I guess, it burns into charcoal, and you can use charcoal to craft more torches. So that way, like, you have one torch, but it doesn't last you forever, I guess. Or I think you have fireplaces are gonna have like multiple, like you can light it like several times. And you can stoke a fireplace with twigs and stuff, but then it'll still burn down into charcoal if you let it burn out like 5 or 6 times maybe. Herbs, we have herbal tea, and we have soup. So soup and herbal tea are both consumables, and they should actually, I should make it so they give you back a crate. But right now when you do it, you just end up eating it. And herbal tea gives you back some sanity, soup gives you back some hunger. Cooked bird, dead bird, we all know about that stuff. Everything here is pretty much what I've had before. Let's go over some of the mobs that we're going to add. So mobs, we have the zombie, but we're also, okay, so the last 6 days, there's going to be a boss that spawns at the end of every 6 days. I think there's 6, or 7 maybe. So there's gonna be zombies, bears, mutant bears. There's gonna be wolves, mutant wolves, crows, and mutant, which I'm gonna call like savage or vicious crows maybe. And then we have hallucinations. So these spawn when your sanity drops below 50 or whatever. So the bosses we're gonna have are a zombie boss, a mutant bear boss, and a normal bear boss. A boss that like has your player sprite, so I called it self boss. I don't know what I'm actually gonna call it. Mutant wolf boss, normal wolf boss, and a mutant crow boss. Those are the 7 sort of bosses that come at the end, I guess. And they're like I don't know. But so these are the mobs. I haven't gotten all the sprites. I'll show you guys my bear sprite really quickly. So I haven't actually animated it yet, as you can see. I have like this just to show the animations, but I don't actually have it animated. You can see this is a bear. I like this spriting that I did for it, but I don't know how to animate. But yeah, that's our bear. The vicious, the mutants, we have a file for it. I'll show you all the, so mutant crows dive at you, and I think I used similar AI to Crow's Landing. So I'll show you the sprites for that. I actually even have a mutant bear sprite already. So the mutant bear sprite has a gash in it. It has slightly larger muscles, not super visibly. It has red everywhere, and purple veins, trying to like sort of circling it. It looks sort of weird right now, but the mutant crow is actually bigger than the normal crow. I can't really show this to you, but that's the mutant crow. It's just got red eyes. But if I show you the normal crow sprite, it's got much smaller wings, right? It's a lot smaller. Mutant crows are supposed to be bigger, and the mutant bird boss is going to be like a huge vulture crow hybrid thing. The mutant wolf just looks like a normal wolf with red eyes. Yeah, so the sprites aren't that great right now, but they're a thing. We're gonna try to work on them a little bit more, and yeah, that's pretty much it for what we have for our game so far. I will actually soon, if you guys want me to, I'll post a download to this game right now, an alpha link, and you guys can give me suggestions and stuff, and like what you guys want to see in the game, because I have some ideas, but I'd like to hear back from you guys. So I'll have so if you guys want to, write it down in the comments, and then I'll post a link in the description, or I might have a video, or you can just check my website, which will also be in the description. I'll have a link on there if I do decide to release an alpha version of the game. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and found something useful about our game. That's pretty much what we have so far. Wired out.